Team Canada wins 3-2 over Finland to give themselves a date with destiny against the United States of America in the men's gold medal game. Whew. Oh, that was not an easy one. No, sir. Both of the quarterfinal and semifinal. I gotta clean my glasses for this one. They have not been comfortable. If you are Canadian, you've lost probably a year due to heart palpitations alone. I mean, what a workout, eh? Watching these games. For such an easy round robin, this has not been easy. And then you look at the United States, and it looks like they kind of walked to the gold medal. They had one scare against Sweden. One scare. They walked to the gold medal game. And it'll be interesting to see how things play out. Because Canada, inarguably, despite finishing first, had the much, much harder path here. We had to face Czechia twice and Finland. The only easy, and I put that in quotations because as the Olympics have proven, there's no easy game. Finland, after they lost to us, but before that, they lost to Slovakia, and they nearly lost to Switzerland. So I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh yeah, there's an easy team. But teams that no question Canada should beat, and if they don't beat you, like, we're talking massive changes. Like, I'll put it to you this way. If Finland loses to Switzerland, we see massive changes in Finnish hockey. We see different coaches at the next Olympics. We see different everything. It is a travesty. It is a complete failure. If like this game, I do still think, I'll get into it still. I do think that, Finland had us where they wanted us, and then they didn't finish the job, which is scary as a Canadian, but also that's what Canada does. And if you do not finish Canada off, go home. Like, it's Canada in hockey. Don't park. We saw this in the women's gold medal game. Canada had a lead. They parked the bus. And they shouldn't have. They should have gone for the jugular. Go for the kill. Stop circling your prey. It never works. And it didn't work today for Finland. Because after their second goal, they disappeared. And you might think a 2-goal lead in the second period is enough against Canada. It's not. It never is, unless you keep pushing, unless you keep pressing. If you park the bus, Canada's going to score 3. We did. We scored 3 legitimate goals. I don't want to hear it. They were legitimate goals. And I'm going to get into it, but we were winning this game after that moment because Finland didn't finish the job. But Finland is a tough team. They're a tough out. So is Czechia. So while, yes, every team could, surprise you with an upset, I think we can agree that France and Switzerland, no excuse losing to them. And they're a team where if you do lose to them and you're a hockey power, sweeping changes. Like, if we do lose to Finland, no shame in that. They're a good team. No shame for Finland in losing to Canada. Again, maybe in deciding to stop playing hockey and start playing, go get it. Maybe that is where the shame could come from. But they've, these are two honorable opponents. Both of whom had medal aspirations, both of whom had gold medal aspirations. As of recording this, Finland has achieved their medal aspirations in winning bronze, and Canada inevitably has already punched their ticket to at least one medal. The United States, similarly, is a team with medal aspirations, a formidable opponent. As is Sweden, as is Czechia. I think those are the 5 teams. Going into this tournament, we knew 3 of them would medal, and we assumed that the medals would all belong to those 5 teams. Czechia, Finland, Sweden, the United States, Canada. Those are the teams you'd expect to medal. Losing to them, no shame. Yeah, if we lost to Denmark in the Olympics with NHL players, burn it to the ground. And so you look at those teams that we had to face, and the U.S. The U.S. had to face Latvia, Denmark, Germany, Sweden, and it was close. It was just as close as the games we've had against tough opponents. Slovakia, which I think is definitely the number 6 team in the world in terms of hockey. And I think pretty soon they will be in the conversation of like, hey, like, they're pretty good. But they aren't quite there yet. They aren't quite at the Czech level, the Finnish level, the Swedish level, the American level, the Canadian level. They're close. They aren't there. Like, if the Slovaks beat the Americans in the medal round, we would never let them hear the end of it. Ever. Finland got their revenge against Slovakia. If Slovakia beats Finland in the round robin and the bronze medal game, I mean, that's it. That would be the line on Finland for all of eternity. There would be nothing no amount of gold medals would wipe that shame away. Despite the fact that, again, Slovakia is a good team, Finland is a roster of NHL players. There's no excuse for losing. None. Canada has had to face 3 tough opponents. And at least with Czechia, like, yeah, we have a lot more NHL talent, but also it is really tough to beat the same team twice in this tournament. Especially if they are a hockey power. Like, it is really, really tough to beat a team and then beat them again. Beat them in the round robin, then do it again in the medal round. That is a tough job. And Canada did this nigh impossible task. What happened? Remind me, the last time there were NHL players in the Olympics and the U.S. beat a hockey power in the round robin but faced them again in the medal round. Something about a Sidney Crosby happened? I don't know. It is tough. It is tough to do. And Canada did exactly that. So as much as it's easy to say, oh, well, the U.S. has handily won their... Did they? When they faced their one tough opponent, it was just as much of a nail-biter. They barely beat Sweden. Barely. They came this close to blowing it. And yeah, we barely beat Czechia. We barely beat Finland. I think that, if anything, shows the parity between these nations. That any given year, any of those 5 could end up winning. And especially the 4 nations like Finland, Canada, the US, and Sweden, they could finish, anyone could be 1, anyone could be 4. It is razor thin. Especially when it comes down to them actually playing. Canada could beat Finland, Sweden, the United States. They could also lose to all 3 teams. These are tough teams. And I think, going into the gold medal game, which team's more battle-tested? I would say, based off of how tough Canada's had to fight, how they've actually had to play clutch hockey, it's been Canada. Like, the U.S. went into the 3rd period against Slovakia. They could have rested half their bench and still coasted to an easy win. There was nothing they needed to do. They just put it on autopilot. There's nothing else you need to do. The game's over. It's done. Canada had to fight for every inch. And boy, did we. The game starts terribly. Finland is outplaying us, outshooting us. Maybe you could say that the play was even at best. Then Canada takes a too many men penalty. Oh boy, that definitely went over well. That went over super well. I gotta say something as a Canadian, okay? I get it. That Czechia goal, that 3-2 goal for Czechia, if that stood as the winner, that would have been an abomination. They had 7 players in the huddle. Are you kidding me? Unacceptable. And it's easy to be like, oh, but then when we do it, it gets called. But yeah, exactly. Especially because this isn't the same game. If it was the same game, it'd be like a bit more upsetting. This is the next game. There were 2 things that I saw after the Czechia game. One was Give Nick Suzuki and Mitch Marner a statue right now. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. And the other was, how did the Olympics let this goal happen? How did this get through all the officials, and it stood? How did nobody look at that huddle and say, wait a minute, what's going on here? And when you get all that noise, and you're the, Olympics, most prestigious, best on best hockey tournament in existence, you need to get that right. So just imagine for a moment if after Canada makes this massive complaint about how unacceptable and how awful and yada yada yada, if then in the semifinal game Canada were to score a goal that was generated from a play that started with too many men on the ice, that would break hockey. I'm sure every single official went into this game and was told, if you see too many men, that better be called. If it's not called, don't show up next game. Just give us your whistle, give us your helmet, give us your shirt, and never ref another hockey game so long as you live. You think that there wasn't probably something that no one in the Olympics was made aware and made a specific point to make sure that doesn't happen again? This needs to get called. It needs to. And if it doesn't, then it brings the Olympics from having one moment that makes them look like a complete joke to an entire system that consistently doesn't call too many men, basically invalidating the tournament itself because the rules just don't count, I guess. It gets called, and we kill it off. Okay, thank goodness. We don't want to do anything boneheaded. We don't want to Sam Bennett! What are you doing? Runs into the goaltender. It's not okay in the NHL. Everybody is already upset when it happens in the NHL. This is the Olympics, bud. What are you doing? That gets called 100 out of 100 times. Penalty, boom, instantly. Off the face-off, Finland scores 1-0. Canada's down. If we end up losing this game by 1, is Sam Bennett allowed back in the country? Like, you can't do that, buddy. He played better the rest of the game, but that cannot happen. And boy, do I hope that is cleaned up. I saw a post online, and I think it was half joking, but no, do this. Sam Bennett, if you're going to play like that, at least goad the Kachuk brothers into getting into a fight and getting them banned from the gold medal game, At least do that. The rest of the period, Canada evens up the play, evens up the shots. Second period, early power play. It's the Team Canada power play. Okay, let's tie this up. Holla! Scores 2-0 Finland. And that, I think, is when the fear really starts to set in. We're down 2-0. We haven't cracked UC Soros yet. The second period, Canada's playing so much better. Like I said, second goal, they parked the bus. They just put it in park. The Finns are actively not trying to win this game by pressing. They just want time to end. Which, I think, in the second period against Canada, only up 2. I don't know, maybe not the best strategy. But that's what they do. And while it works out, the tension was there. The pressure was there. As time ticks and ticks and ticks and ticks. And then, high sticking. It was high sticking. I don't care what you say. I don't care if you are going to whine and complain. Frankly, I think all of that should be finished. That's high sticking. We go on the power play and bang! Makar, McDavid, Reinhart, goal. 2-1. Canada's thoroughly outplayed Finland in the second. They're going into the third. They've played a lot better. This power play has made it a 1-goal game. And the third period, Canada's controlling the play completely. I think I read somewhere that, after their second goal, Finland had something like 6 shots the rest of the way. That's not how you win hockey games. Canada is killing them in the shot total. Killing them. Time on attack. Killing them in puck control. but we only have one. Sure, and Finland's not really making an effort to put pressure. Flip it up, just get it out, just waste time. Lucy Saros, tough to crack, but with half a period to go, Shea Theodore, you absolute beaut, bud, scores! And now, all of a sudden, just like that, it is a 2-2 tie game, and Canada has all of the momentum. And then with a bit over 2 minutes to go, McKinnon takes a high stick to the face. You are delusional if you don't think that's a high stick. You see the stick hit him in the face. Not in the chest, not in the stomach, not in the knees. The face! Oh, but he exaggerated it. When a stick comes flying at your face, and again, these are players who sometimes get like bad high sticks, blood. We saw it, if you're a Sens fan, with Brady, where he actually admitted it wasn't a high stick. But you put your head back instinctually when you see a stick coming to your face. I don't know. I think maybe if I saw somebody swing their hockey stick towards my face, just instinctually I might move it back. Especially if I've been hit with these things about 150 times in my career. Then yeah, maybe with a second I feel contact, I'm moving it back so as to not get more injured. Because again, McKinnon's injured. It's a penalty. And McKinnon, 2 seconds left on the power play, 35 seconds to go in the game, scores! And Canada comes from down 2 to up 3-2, 35 seconds left. But wait, there's a challenge. And by not an inch, a centimeter. That's onside. That is definitely not enough to overturn it. Celebrini, his skate is like on the last iota of blue there is on the blue line. But here's the key. You don't see white between his skate and the blue line when the puck has white between it and the blue line. Good goal. A good challenge. You have to challenge that if you're Finland. But it's a good goal. We get a power play. And the rest of the way, we kill off the 35 seconds and win to punch our tickets to the gold medal game. And if you're angry about the high stick and the offside, Canada was winning this game. Okay? Finland stopped playing. You stopped playing. Oh, but you could turn it on in overtime. No, you weren't. Look at every single overtime game this tournament. Canada completely outplaying the Czechs. Gets to overtime, wins. The United States were relatively outplaying the Swedes. Gets to overtime, they win. The Finns know this. The Swiss were up 2 against you. And you came back after outplaying them all game. Who won? Don't give me this, if it was offside, you would have lost it overtime. Let's be frank. If it was called offside, what would have happened is A, Canada would have had more time on the power play, and B, you would have lost in overtime. Don't give me that. Don't give me that. Look at this team. The other excuse, but Crosby didn't play. Our captain didn't play. I don't care about how hurt Barkov was when the captain of Team Canada, the most consistent player at winning with this team, was not with this team. Like, I don't think you get how much of a buff it is if McDavid plays for us on Sunday. Crosby plays for us on Sunday. I mean, McDavid's a pretty big buff, too. He had a pretty good game today. McDavid, 2 points. Celebrini, a point on the winning goal. And obviously McKinnon scoring it. But Crosby, there's just this aura of having Sidney Crosby that changes things. And Canada punches their ticket to the gold medal game. One thing left to do now. And as always, go Canada, go.